Welcome back, student. So this is the last technique of this unit, that is spectral method 1. So in previous lectures we have seen the various methods like secondary ion mass spectrometry, then low energy ion backscattering method, Rutherford backscattering method. Then the last technique is the particle induced X-ray emission. Okay, so the last technique is your particle induced. Okay, sometime it is referred to as a PIXE. Okay, so this is the particle induced X-ray emission technique or proton induced X-ray emission technique. So basically in this technique we are going to use the primary beam as a proton or some charged particle, which again going to incident on the our sample material. So before this we can see this. Okay, so here we have seen what are the various techniques that are generally used and how they are interacting with the given sample. Okay, so the ion beam once incident on the sample, various phenomenon might be occur like that backscattering occur. So that technique is called as Rutherford backscattering, RBS technique. Sometimes the secondary ions might be get generated due to the incident of primary beam. So that secondary ion technique is analysis is secondary ion mass spectrometry. So that is SIM technique. So other electrons might be ejected, some radiations might be get ejected like here. Okay, or some intermatter interaction may takes place, that is the energy deformation within the sample might be takes place. So this SIM technique, okay, this SIM technique, Rutherford backscattering technique, electron, that is again a photoelectron or XPS technique. Okay, or Auger electron technique, that technique is incorporated into this electrons. And one another technique, that is X-rays. If X-rays or gamma rays are emitted, then there are the few techniques which will interact or study the emitted radiation. That techniques are luminescence particle, that is PIXE, and PIGE. PIGE is nothing but particle induced gamma radiation emission. Okay, so in your syllabus we are having the PIXE technique. Okay, so generally there are four phenomenon that might occur when the radiations or the primary beam interact with the sample. Okay, four phenomenon, simple phenomenon that might be occur when the solid interact with or radiations interact with the sample. So suppose we are going to use the X-ray as the primary radiations, which are radiations. Okay, which are the one form of radiations. So again there might be some radiations in the form of X-ray or some other way they get ejected. Okay, so this is simply called as a X-ray emission techniques. Okay, emission techniques. So in another way there might be like we are going to use certain projectile like we have used in the secondary ion mass spectrometry, and the ejecton electrons might get ejected. Okay, so determining the energies of that ejected electrons or binding energy of this core electrons, that will form the another technique by the vacancy creation of inner shell. Okay, so this is second technique. Third technique is Auger electron techniques. Okay, or Auger electron emission. So in this technique we are having same radiations or the particles might interact with the solid. Okay, interact, it might eject the electron. Okay, might eject the electrons, and once that electron is get ejected, the molecule is in the excited state or unstable state. Molecule is in the excited or unstable state. So that de-excitation of this molecule will takes place by the emission of another electron. Okay, so once primary one electron is already ejected, along with this, to de-excite the molecule, another one electron is also get ejected. Okay, so two electrons are ejected, and that second electron which is ejected after or for the excitation is called as the Auger electron. Okay, so this is some simply called as the Auger electron technique. Okay, Auger electron emission technique. And the last technique which is of our interest is the X-ray emission technique. Okay, so suppose again we are having again particles or some radiations interacting with the solid sample. They will again eject the primary electron. One electron is get ejected, hence the molecule will be in the excited state. Okay, so the molecule will be in the excited state. So in order to like molecule to come into the ground state, it might like happen that higher electrons may fall into the okay lower energy orbitals, and X-rays are given out in the form of radiations. Okay, so the molecule will come into the ground state by the emission of X-ray radiation. Okay, so in this technique, that is particle induced X-ray emission technique, which is used to excite the atom or substance by analyzing by the bombardment of sample with sufficiently energetic charged particles. So the primary beam is the energetic charged particles. Generally we are going to use again that dioplasmatron source or the cesium source. Okay, or sometime proton is used as a primary charge particle. Okay, so once that ions are get interacting with the solid sample, the ionization is happening on the solid sample due to the Coulombic interaction of inertial electron with the charged particles. Okay, so there is a interaction of or the Coulombic interaction between charged particle. Suppose I am representing by its, suppose charged particle is A plus, or might be a negative state. Okay, that interacting with the core electrons of the sample with the core electrons, and the electrons get ejected. Okay, when this interaction will remove the electron from the specimen, the outer electrons, like suppose this inner electron is removed. If inner electron is removed, then that vacancy is created at this place. Okay, so this vacancy is fulfilled by the outer electrons. Okay, the vacancy is fulfilled by the outer electrons. So when an outer electron occupies the vacancy, it must lose the specified amount of energy. Okay, because this energy level is higher energy level and this is a lower energy level. So in order to gain the stability, that higher energy electron move into the low energy orbital. Okay, so this amount of all these things are predicted by the quantum mechanics, and usually the energy gap is nothing but their energy gap between the two energy shells. Okay, so in general this energy shells are called KL shell. Okay, this is basic that uh, electrons outer shell or principal shells are how they are named. Okay, so generally they are labeled as KLM shell. Okay, so if suppose primary ion interacting with L shell electron and it removes the electron from L shell. Okay, and the outer electron like L1, L2 or L3, so electrons present in the L2 or L3 might come into the this L1 state. Okay, so the higher energy electron will fall into the lower energy level in order to de-excite the ion. Okay, so the energy which is given out, which is released in the form of X-ray photon, hence the process is called as X-ray emission technique. Okay, so this energy which was appear as the photon in the energy which is given out in the form of X-rays or the X-rays photon is nothing but the binding energy of that particular electron with the nucleus. Okay, which is related with the binding energy of the given electrons. Okay, okay, so this is the principle of this particle induced X-ray emission technique. Okay, so basically we need to we need to give the detailed explanation of this, uh, how that energy transformation is occurring in the process. Okay, so this is the basic diagram for all the techniques or the type of interaction might be taking in the given sample. Okay, so the next part is the instrumentation, which is generally used in the particle induced X-ray emission technique. Okay, so this instrumentation is quite advanced. Okay, so we have various new phenomena, new instruments are there, like silicon lithium detector. There you can see FET or bias. So all these are like electronics things. Okay, transistor or some ICs and other things. So we need to like simply draw the block diagram for the this technique. Okay, so the exciter source is primary source, which is generally a duoplasmatron or the cesium ion source that we have already seen in the secondary and mass spectrometry. Okay, so that same type of source is used because here we are going to use the particles. Okay, particles for the primary beams. Okay, so once that ions are generated, they get transferred through the various, okay, various accelerator tubes or some magnetic analyzers are there. So all of these are simply called as a filter. So various filters are there which will selectively allow the ions of required types. Okay, so the output coming from filter is again passed through this collimator. Okay, so collimator is nothing but this will gives you the reproducible ions. Okay, so collimator will gives you the focused and reproducible ions. So that collimator then move that ion to the sample surface. Okay, so move that ion to the sample surface. So samples are generally placed in the, okay, in the tilted manner. Okay, tilted manner. So once that sample is interacting with our radiation or particles, they get again ejected some electrons. Okay, or the radiation. Here we are going to focus on the radiation. So that radiations are detected by using this field effect transistor. Okay, FET is field effect transistor. Okay, so that is again a electronic part. Okay, so how that actually works, or what is the basic principle of that FET that we will see in that detectors. Okay, so that signal in last, the signal is again amplified and given the output. Okay, as the particular, okay, radiation of that particular element against the intensity. Okay, so the intensity will gives you the idea about the how much that particular element is there, and the energy of that particular X-ray gives the idea about the elemental analysis. So the binding energy for the like K shell, K alpha shell, K beta shell for the specific elements are fixed. Okay, so we are going to determine the X-ray emitted or the radiations, that emitted radiations will show the certain amount of energy. Okay, and that energy is fixed for every element for the particular energy levels. Okay, so based upon that we are going to analyze the element, or we are going to identify the element. Okay, so this is the basic principle and instrumentation used for the PIXC technique.